Country music spins tales of heartbreak and love, but the real stories behind the songs are wilder than any lyric. Long before packed arenas replaced smoky bars, secret romances shaped the music, broke hearts, and rewrote Nashville's rules. These 15 love affairs were more than rumors. They sparked genius, tore families apart, and made the industry face its own flaws. Some led to lifelong vows, others to courtroom battles, bar fights, or early graves. Each hidden kiss left a mark on the songs we still hum. So, pull up a chair at the Grand Ole Opry, listen for the gossip, and know that every twang hides a racing heart. Let's lift the curtain on the lovers who changed country music forever. 1. Johnny Cash. In 1956, Johnny Cash met June Carter backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, and the spark between them could have powered every spotlight on the tour. Johnny, married to Vivian Liberto, was a father of 4, grappling with a spiraling addiction to pills and whiskey that often left him unsteady. June, sharp-witted and radiant, was tied to country crooner Carl Smith, her own marriage a public cornerstone of her rising career. What began as playful banter, June tossing quick one-liners to keep Johnny's spirits high, soon deepened into something undeniable. On long, rattling tour buses, crisscrossing America's heartland, their late-night conversations grew intimate, weaving dreams and confessions under the hum of tires. Fans, packed into smoky venues, caught their stolen glances, eyes locking with a heat that outshone the stage lights, and whispers of scandal raced faster than the tour caravan. For 12 years, Johnny publicly denied any affair, his voice firm even as Vivian wept at home, her heart breaking under the weight of rumors and his absences. Yet the truth pulsed louder than his signature boom-chicka-boom guitar. In 1968, mere days after Vivian filed for divorce, Johnny dropped to one knee on stage in Fogattville, Ontario, proposing to June before a stunned crowd. The moment, raw and electric, sealed country music's most legendary redemption arc. Their union steadied Johnny, softening his outlaw edge and coaxing radio stations to forgive his past arrests and addictions. June's unwavering belief in him convinced Nashville that a flawed, repentant sinner could still sell salvation. Together, they crafted a love story that transcended gossip, blending grit and grace into songs that still echo. Johnny and June's saga, born from forbidden glances and fought for vows, remains country's greatest comeback, proving that even broken hearts can mend into timeless harmony. 2. Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks burst onto the country scene in the late 1980s, a charismatic Oklahoman with a cowboy hat and a wholesome family man image. Married to his college sweetheart, Sandy Moll, and raising 3 daughters, he sang of love and loyalty, winning hearts with his stadium-sized energy. But when he met Trisha Yearwood in 1987, a rising star with a soulful voice, their connection sparked a story that would captivate Nashville for nearly 2 decades. Both were married at the time, Garth to Sandy and Trisha to musician Christopher Latham. They promised to keep their relationship professional, recording demos together and sharing dreams of success. Yet, even in those early days, their chemistry was undeniable, a quiet hum beneath their friendly banter. As Garth's fame skyrocketed in the early 1990s, selling out arenas and dominating charts with hits like Friends in Low Places, the demands of stardom strained his marriage. Long months on tour turned phone calls with Trisha into emotional lifelines. Their duets, like In Another's Eyes, carried a weight that felt too real, with harmonies that seemed to confess unspoken longing. Fans noticed, and by the late 1990s, tabloids were ablaze with rumors of an affair. Listeners dissected every lyric, hunting for clues in songs like Whiskey to Wine, wondering if the pair were singing their own story. Garth, ever the showman, brushed off the gossip, citing exhaustion when he stepped back from touring in 2000. Insiders, however, whispered he faced a heart-wrenching choice: rebuild his crumbling marriage or follow his heart to Trisha. In 2001, Garth and Sandy divorced, a move that shocked fans but fueled speculation. Trisha, divorced from her second husband, Bobby Reynolds, remained close to Garth. Their friendship endured, and in 2005, Garth proposed to Trisha in front of thousands at a concert, sealing their slow-burn romance with a ring. Their marriage became a symbol of second chances, resonating with middle-aged fans who saw their own hopes for lasting love. The long-rumored affair, never fully confirmed, kept both stars relevant through creative lulls, proving that patience and intrigue could sustain a career. Together, they built a legacy of love songs that felt lived in, blending professional polish with raw, relatable emotion. Their story expanded the country's narrative, showing that love, even when messy and delayed, could write its own happy ending. 3. Eddie Arnold. Eddie Arnold, known for his smooth voice and wholesome country tunes, crafted an impeccable public image that charmed fans and filled wedding playlists. Hits like "Make the World Go Away" became timeless, their heartfelt delivery resonating deeply. Yet, behind the polished persona, whispers of a different life persisted. Road stories painted Arnold as a man with secret lovers in every city, a stark contrast to the virtuous character he portrayed. These rumors, though never fully confirmed, suggested a double life, one where he sang of love and fidelity while indulging in vice. In an era when country music thrived on authenticity, Arnold's ability to keep scandals hushed was remarkable. Fans, captivated by his crooning, either ignored the gossip or never heard it, proving that a star's delivery could outshine their flaws. His private indiscretions didn't derail his career. Instead, they highlighted a truth about the industry. Country stars could preach morality in song while living otherwise. Arnold wasn't alone in this duality. Later artists would refine this balancing act, blending public virtue with private rebellion. His enduring popularity underscores a broader lesson. Audiences often prioritize emotion over truth. Arnold's music, with its tender melodies and relatable lyrics, connected with listeners regardless of his personal conduct. Even today, his songs remain staples at romantic celebrations, their sweetness undimmed by time or whispers of scandal. Arnold's legacy reveals the power of performance in shaping perception, showing how a well-crafted image and a golden voice can eclipse the messier realities of a star's life. In country music, where storytelling reigns, Eddie Arnold mastered the art of making fans believe in the story, not the man. For Tammy Wynette. Tammy Wynette and George Jones were country music's golden couple when they stepped up to the microphone, their voices blending in perfect harmony. To fans, they were the embodiment of love's highs and lows, but behind the spotlight, their lives were a storm of chaos and heartbreak. By the late 1960s, George's drinking had spiraled into a force of its own. He'd vanish on days-long benders, leaving Tammy to wonder where he was, only to stumble home begging for forgiveness, with tear-streaked apologies. Tammy, carrying the wounds of a controlling first marriage, believed she could save him from his demons. She saw the good in George, the man whose voice could break hearts. And in 1969, they married, hoping love would steady their turbulent world. But the honeymoon glow faded fast. Within months, their home echoed with the crash of smashed dishes and the slam of doors. Their fights became the stuff of legend. In one infamous tale, George, desperate for a drink after Tammy hid the car keys, hopped on a lawnmower and rode 8 miles to the nearest liquor store. A story that's both comical and tragic. Tammy, in her own desperate bid to keep him sober, reportedly taped his legs together one night to stop him from staggering out. Yet, amid this turmoil, their raw pain birthed some of the country's greatest songs. Hits like Golden Ring and Two-Story House felt like private arguments set to music, giving fans a front-row seat to their fractured love. The authenticity of their struggles resonated deeply, turning personal chaos into chart-topping gold. When they divorced in 1975, the tabloids mourned, but record sales skyrocketed. Their split proved a powerful lesson for Nashville. Raw, unpolished drama, when paired with tight harmonies, could captivate millions. Their volatile love story didn't just sell records, it redefined how country music could harness real-life heartbreak to create timeless art. 5. Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn was just a teenager when she married Oliver Doolittle Lynn in a small Kentucky cabin, long before she became a country music legend. Doolittle was a complicated man. He drank heavily, chased other women, and at times raised his hand to her. Yet he saw something special in Loretta, buying her first guitar and urging her to sing beyond their rural home. His belief gave her a spark, but his betrayals fueled a fire that shaped her music and changed the country forever. As Loretta's star rose in Nashville, Doolittle's affairs grew bolder. Each whispered rumor of his cheating stung like a fresh wound. Most women of her time stayed silent, but Loretta refused. She channeled her pain into her songs, turning private hurt into public anthems. Her hit Fist City was a fierce warning to women chasing her husband, bold and unapologetic. Don't Come Home. A Drinkin' painted a raw picture of their late-night fights, with lyrics so honest they felt like eavesdropping. Fans, especially women, connected deeply, seeing their own struggles in her words. Her music broke new ground. Radio stations hesitated at first, unsure about her blunt style, but listeners couldn't get enough. Women packed her shows, cheering for a star who spoke their truth. Loretta's songs became more than hits. They were a voice for those trapped in tough marriages, proving women could stand up through music. Her honesty turned her into a trailblazer, showing that real, messy lives could top the charts. Despite Doolittle's wrongs, Loretta stayed with him for nearly 5 decades. Their marriage was a storm of love, pain, and forgiveness, but it never softened her edge. Each fight, each betrayal, fed her creativity, giving her songs a grit that polished performers couldn't match. Nashville took notice. Her success showed that raw emotion sold better than perfect harmony, paving the way for future artists to bare their souls. Loretta's legacy went beyond music. She gave women in the country a blueprint to write fearlessly, turning personal battles into universal stories. Her defiance rewrote the rules, proving a woman could sing about her scars and still be a star. Even as she aged, her songs remained timeless, echoing in honky-tonks and homes. Doolittle's guitar gift started her journey, but it was Loretta's courage that made her a queen, transforming her pain into a sound that still resonates today. 6. Loretta Lynn and Conway. Twitty country music thrives on tales of heartache, but the whispers behind the songs often hold the real drama. In 1971, Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty sparked a firestorm of gossip with their sultry duets. Their voices blended like whiskey and honey, but it was their off-stage chemistry that set Nashville buzzing. Both were married, yet their performances felt too intimate to be just show business. Fans couldn't look away, and tabloids feasted on every detail, turning their partnership into country music's hottest scandal. From their first duet, Lead Me On, the air crackled. Loretta's bold twang met Conway's smooth croon, creating a sound that felt like a private conversation overheard. On stage, their glances lingered, and their hugs seemed to promise more than friendship. Radio DJs teased listeners, joking that the songs were too steamy for polite company. Behind the scenes, stories swirled of late-night rehearsals stretching past dawn and hotel rooms booked under fake names. Neither Loretta nor Conway ever confirmed a romance, but they didn't need to. The mystery fueled their legend. Their music ruled the charts. 5 straight #1 hits, including After the Fire Is Gone, made them country's golden duo. Awards piled up, crowning them the genre's king and queen. Fans mailed letters begging for proof of an affair, while others bought every record, hoping to decode the truth in the lyrics. The rumors didn't hurt, they helped. Each whispered scandal sold more tickets, proving that a hint of forbidden love could keep audiences hooked. Loretta, already a trailblazer for singing her truth, knew how to play the game. Her marriage to Doolittle Lynn was rocky, but she never left. Conway, a family man offstage, kept his private life quiet. Together, they mastered the art of suggestion. A shared smile or a playful touch during a show was enough to keep the gossip alive without crossing lines that could end careers. Their act showed future stars how to flirt with danger while staying safe, turning speculation into a marketing tool. The lack of hard evidence only made the story bigger. No scandal ever broke, but the questions kept their music relevant. Decades later, their duets still sound electric, each note carrying the weight of what might have been. They taught Nashville that a spark of passion, real or rumored, could outshine any spotlight. Their legacy lives in every country duo trying to bottle that same magic, proving that sometimes the best stories are the ones left untold. When you hear their songs, you're not just listening to music. You're catching echoes of a secret that changed the country forever. 7. Lefty Frizzle's Lefty. Frizzle's velvety voice masked a turbulent life marked by hardship and personal struggles. Born in Texas in 1928, Frizzle rose to fame in the 1950s with hits like If You've Got the Money, I've Got the Time, and Always Late with Your Kisses. His smooth honky-tonk style earned him a devoted following, yet the road to stardom was fraught with chaos. Constant touring fueled a cycle of infidelity, barroom brawls, and heartfelt apologies. His wife, Alice, endured his betrayals, standing by him despite the emotional toll. Frizzell's guilt and heartache seeped into his music, with songs like I Never Go Around Mirrors, reflecting his inner turmoil and regret over the pain he caused. As the years passed, Frizzell's heavy drinking and declining popularity took a devastating toll. Once a chart-topping star, he faced financial ruin, struggling to maintain relevance in a changing industry. By the time of his death in 1975 at age 47, he was nearly broke, his health ravaged by alcoholism. His raw, emotional delivery, however, left an indelible mark on country music, influencing generations of artists from George Jones to Merl Haggard. Frizzell's ability to convey vulnerability and authenticity made him a pioneer of the honky-tonk sound, even as his personal failures cast a long shadow. Behind the music, his family bore the cost of his tumultuous lifestyle. His fractured relationships with Alice and their children were a source of lasting pain, a stark contrast to the devotion his fans felt. Today, Frizzell's legacy endures through his timeless songs, which continue to resonate with listeners and inspire artists. His life, a blend of brilliance and brokenness, remains a poignant chapter in country music history. 8. Producer Billy Cheryl. Billy Cheryl, a legendary producer, crafted iconic hits for Tammy Wynette and George Jones, cementing his influence in country music. His studio genius transformed raw talent into chart-topping success, but his personal life stirred controversy. Married and charismatic, Cheryl was rumored to have crossed professional boundaries with female singers he mentored. Though no lawsuits substantiated the allegations, the persistent gossip cast a shadow over his legacy. Nashville's music scene, rattled by the whispers, responded by implementing stricter ethical guidelines to protect artists and maintain professionalism in the industry. Cheryl's story highlights a troubling duality. Creative brilliance often coexists with questionable behavior. His rumored affairs exposed the vulnerabilities of a music industry, where power dynamics between producers and artists could blur lines of propriety. The lack of concrete evidence didn't quell the unease, as the rumors alone prompted a reckoning. Nashville's tightened regulations reflected a broader push to address inappropriate conduct, ensuring safer environments for artists. Cheryl's contributions to country music remain undeniable, but his personal conduct serves as a cautionary tale. The lesson resonates today, as the industry continues to grapple with ethical challenges and the need for accountability. Movements like Not Me Too have amplified calls for transparency, making Cheryl's story a prescient example of how talent can obscure moral failings. His legacy, while musically triumphant, underscores the importance of integrity in creative spaces. 9. Charlie Rich. In 1975, Charlie Rich stunned audiences at the Country Music Association Awards by setting fire to the card, announcing John Denver as the winner. The act sparked immediate controversy, with speculation swirling about Rich's motives. Some believed he was protesting the infiltration of pop influences into country music, as Denver's folk pop style clashed with Nashville's traditional sound. Others whispered of personal motives, pointing to unconfirmed rumors of an affair involving Rich's wife and Denver. Neither theory was ever substantiated, but the incident became a defining moment in country music history. Rich's fiery outburst had severe consequences. Once a celebrated artist known for hits like Behind Closed Doors, he faced a swift backlash. Fans and industry insiders alike turned on him, viewing the act as a jealous tantrum rather than a principled stand. His career, already strained by personal struggles, plummeted. Radio stations dropped his songs and bookings dried up, leaving Rich a cautionary tale of how a single moment of recklessness could torch a legacy. The incident underscored Nashville's unwritten rules. Loyalty to the genre and restraint in public were paramount. Rich's actions, whether driven by professional rivalry or personal betrayal, violated both. The fallout taught the industry a harsh lesson about the cost of envy and impulsiveness in a tight-knit community. For Rich, the flames he lit that night burned brighter than his career ever would again, cementing his name not for his music, but for a fleeting act of defiance. Decades later, the story remains a stark reminder that in Nashville, a match can destroy more than paper. It can reduce a star to ashes. 10. Hank Williams. Hank Williams poured his soul into lonesome melodies, but his tangled love life shattered him. Married to the fiery Audrey Shepherd, a strong-willed woman with ambitions of her own, Hank sought solace elsewhere, chasing fleeting comfort with dancers, nurses, and barroom strangers. Each affair deepened the rift at home, fueling Audrey's rage. Their clashes weren't private. They erupted into public screaming matches, some spilling onto the sacred Grand Ole Opry stage, shocking fans and industry insiders alike. The raw pain of his betrayals and Audrey's fury bled into his songwriting, birthing classics like Your Cheatin' Heart. That song, both a confession and an accusation, became the blueprint for country's bleeding heart storytelling, capturing the ache of guilt and heartbreak in a way that resonated universally. As Hank's fame soared, so did his demons. Morphine, alcohol, and the weight of his double life consumed him. His addiction spiraled, leading to missed gigs, frustrated bandmates who walked away, and, eventually, the Opry's decision to fire their troubled star. By 1953, at just 29, Hank's body gave out, undone by a lethal mix of painkillers and whiskey in the back of a Cadillac en route to a show. His death was a tragedy, but it cemented his legend. Nashville learned a hard truth. Authentic pain, no matter how self-inflicted, sells records, even posthumously. His songs, raw and unfiltered, became timeless, guiding generations of artists who studied his work like a roadmap to stardom. Hank's ghost still lingers in roadside taverns, a reminder that reckless love and tortured honesty can forge an eternal voice, even as they destroy the man behind it. His short, chaotic life proved that in country music, the deepest scars write the truest songs. 11. Merl Haggard. Merl Haggard walked out of prison in 1960 with a guitar and a hunger for redemption, but his heart chased trouble as fast as freedom. Over 5 marriages, he wove a tangled web of love, blending muses, bandmates, and fleeting romances into a life as raw as his songs. His restless spirit couldn't settle, often courting one woman while still tied to another. His second wife, Bonnie Owens, was a singer whose voice harmonized with his even after their 1978 divorce. Remarkably, she stayed in his band, singing backup on stage while Merl dedicated new tunes to his latest flame. The crowd ate it up, sensing the real pain behind the melodies. Songs like Today I Started Loving You Again and That's the Way Love Goes dripped with regret, each lyric carved from his own mistakes. These weren't just radio hits. They were confessions of a man who lived every verse. His third wife, Leona Williams, also a singer, joined his tours, blurring the lines between partner and performer. When that marriage crumbled, Merl kept writing, turning heartbreak into anthems that defined the outlaw movement. His fans didn't want perfection. They craved his bruised honesty, the kind that came from late nights, whiskey, and wrong choices. Merl's tangled love life set a blueprint for the country's raw edge. He showed that authenticity didn't need polish, just truth. Even in his later years, he joked about never mastering monogamy, and fans cheered because it matched the weary baritone they loved. His messy heart, always chasing or fleeing love, gave country music its grit. Young artists still study his work, knowing Merl's flaws fueled his genius, shaping a sound that's still untamed. 12. Patty Loveless and Vince Gill's. In the 1990s, Patty Loveless and Vince Gill duet My Kind of Woman, My Kind of Man captivated country music fans, sparking widespread speculation about their chemistry. Both artists were married loveless to Emery Gordy Jr. and Gill to Janice Oliver, but their palpable connection in performances, marked by lingering glances and tender harmonies, ignited rumors of an emotional affair. Award show appearances, like the CMA Awards, amplified the buzz, with audiences dissecting their every interaction. No evidence of impropriety ever surfaced, and both maintained their marriages. Yet the whispers added a layer of intrigue to their collaboration. The song itself, a heartfelt ode to finding a soulmate, resonated deeply, its lyrics infused with a yearning that felt authentic. Fans connected to the unspoken tension, as the duet's raw emotion mirrored the complexities of human relationships. This dynamic showcased how art can channel subtle longing without crossing ethical lines, enriching the music's impact. Loveless and Gill's vocal interplay, her soulful grit complementing his smooth tenor, created a timeless track that stood out in their catalogs. The rumors, while unproven, highlighted how audiences project their own desires onto performers, blurring the line between stage chemistry and real-life bonds. For Loveless and Gill, the speculation never overshadowed their professionalism or the song's legacy. Instead, it underscored the power of music to evoke universal feelings of love, temptation, and restraint without breaking personal vows. Their duet remains a testament to how hinted at vulnerability can make a song relatable, capturing the delicate balance of passion and fidelity that speaks to listeners across generations. My Kind of Woman, My Kind of Man endures as a classic, its emotional depth amplified by the very rumors that once surrounded it, proving that sometimes the suggestion of longing is enough to make music unforgettable. 13. Porter Wagner. In 1967, Porter Wagner, a flamboyant country music star with a hit television show, discovered a young Dolly Parton, a talented singer from Tennessee's Smoky Mountains. He invited her to join his program, transforming his stage into her springboard to fame. Their partnership was electric, blending Porter's polished showmanship with Dolly's raw, heartfelt voice. Audiences adored their chemistry, but behind the rhinestone costumes and bright lights, their relationship grew complex, sparking whispers of something deeper than mentorship. Porter, older and authoritative, craved control over Dolly's career, dictating her songs and style. Dolly, sharp-witted and fiercely independent beneath her big hair, yearned for freedom to chart her own path. Fans noticed their lingering glances and playful banter, wondering if their bond crossed into romance. Neither confirmed nor denied the rumors, but the speculation fueled tabloid headlines and kept viewers glued to their screens. As Dolly's star rose, tensions simmered. Porter's possessive grip tightened, and Dolly felt stifled, her ambition clashing with his need to steer her career. By 1974, she knew she had to break free to become the artist she envisioned. When she announced her departure from his show, Porter was furious, threatening lawsuits to keep her tethered. Hurt but resolute, Dolly poured her emotions into a song, crafting I Will Always Love You as both a heartfelt farewell and a bold declaration of independence. Sung with aching sincerity, it was a love letter and a legal shield, signaling her gratitude and her resolve to move on. The song became a monumental hit, soaring to the top of the charts and cementing Dolly's place as a solo superstar. Its success secured her financial independence, allowing her to control her music and destiny. The song's triumph was more than a chart victory. It was a cultural earthquake. When Elvis Presley wanted to cover it, Dolly refused to surrender publishing rights, a daring move that earned her millions in royalties. Her stand showed Nashville that a woman could outmaneuver powerful men, turning heartbreak into generational wealth. The fraught, almost romantic dynamic with Porter revealed how emotional turmoil could fuel art that resonated worldwide. Dolly's departure left Porter creatively adrift, his influence waning as her star soared. She later funded a theme park, Dollywood, with her earnings, a poetic symbol of her victory. Their story rewrote Nashville's rules, proving women could defy controlling mentors, harness their pain, and redefine power in a male-driven industry. Decades later, I Will Always Love You remains a testament to Dolly's resilience, a song born from tension that still echoes as a beacon of empowerment. 14. Kris Kristofferson's. In 1970, Kris Kristofferson and Janis Joplin shared a brief, fiery romance that left a lasting mark on music history. Holed up in a Hollywood motel, the two bonded over poetry, whiskey, and their shared outsider spirit. Kristofferson, a struggling songwriter with a knack for raw, soulful lyrics, gifted Joplin his composition, Me and Bobby McGee. The song, a blend of country's storytelling and rock's rebellious edge, resonated deeply with Joplin's gritty vocal style. She recorded it just days before her tragic overdose death at 27, cutting their connection short. Me and Bobby McGee became a posthumous hit for Joplin, soaring to the top of the charts in 1971. Its success not only cemented her legacy, but also catapulted Kristofferson into the spotlight, proving his songwriting prowess could bridge genres. The song's free-spirited narrative and emotional depth captured the era's restless energy, blending country's roots with rock's raw power. For Nashville, the track was a revelation, showing country music could resonate far beyond its traditional audience. Their whirlwind affair, though fleeting, was a microcosm of the era's excesses. Kristofferson and Joplin lived hard, their nights fueled by passion and self-destruction. Their story sent a cautionary signal to Nashville's music scene, where the allure of fame often came with dangerous temptations. Yet, amid the chaos, Me and Bobby McGee endured as a testament to their shared brilliance. Its haunting refrain and vivid imagery continue to evoke the bittersweet beauty of their connection. A fleeting moment when two kindred spirits collided, creating something timeless that outlived their demons. 15. Genie C. In 1968, Genie C. Riley skyrocketed to fame with Harper Valley PTA, a bold country pop anthem penned by Tom T. Hall. The song, a sharp critique of small-town hypocrisy, resonated widely, topping both country and pop charts. Its success transformed Riley, a small-town Texas singer, into a household name and earned her a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. The track's biting narrative, delivered with Riley's sassy twang, struck a chord during a time of social upheaval, cementing its status as a feminist classic. Behind the scenes, Riley and Hall's close collaboration in the studio fueled whispers of a romantic affair. Neither artist ever confirmed the rumors, but the speculation added a layer of intrigue to the song's release. The gossip, whether true or not, amplified public interest, proving that scandal could boost a song's commercial appeal. Record labels leaned into the buzz, and sales soared as fans devoured the drama alongside the music. The song's success wasn't just about controversy, though. Hall's clever storytelling, paired with Riley's defiant delivery, captured raw human tension, parental judgment, societal double standards that felt universal. The narrative of a widowed mother calling out a judgmental PTA board resonated with listeners, especially women, who saw their own struggles reflected in the lyrics. Its crossover appeal broke genre barriers, blending country's grit with pop's polish. Harper Valley PTA remains a cultural touchstone, its legacy enduring in covers, TV adaptations, and even a film. For Riley, it was a career-defining hit, though she struggled to replicate its success. The song's blend of sharp social commentary, catchy melody, and real-life intrigue shows how personal and cultural tensions can forge a timeless hit. These 15 stories, full of broken promises and timeless tunes, built country music. Every chord hides a motel glow. Every duet a quiet goodbye. These scandals prove flaws sell better than perfection, and raw truth hooks listeners. Next time a heartbreak song plays, know you're hearing history's secrets, still singing loud.